Like, you are who your habits, and the one thing that men value is loyalty. Like, they want a girl that's down for them no matter what, like through the ups and the downs, especially now, because if they get married to you, like, they're in a contract that you are paid to leave. So it's we have less incentive for men to get married.
Or he might be paid to leave.
No, not really.
Yeah.
Very rare.
Rare. Men only win 13% of alimony cases.
It doesn't matter, but
And
if you marry
It's only
me,
13%.
you might be paid to leave.
Wait, it's only 13%?
And child support is very little too. I think it's under 90. So I mean, you could talk about the exception, but we're talking about the rule. So if you're a hoe for 10 years, how does he know you're going to be loyal? It's just like the same thing. Like if he cheated in every single relationship he'd ever been in, I would think,
He's going to cheat.
he's probably going to cheat. So if she's been a hoe for 10 years, how does he know you won't get bored and go back to the streets?
And which is facts.
She's in the streets. It's a difference. Because if I'm a prostitute and I'm having sex with people and I'm hoeing, because that's a thing, right? That's different. But if I want to have sex with different men, it's my choice.
Yo, some women don't even know that they're a prostitute. You understand that? Some women don't know and don't believe that they're a prostitute. They're getting paid,
They're getting paid
with experience instead of actual physical cash to realistically be lured in and have sex.
Oh my gosh, you know what I asked guys on the street? I said, would you rather have, like, you got two girls. One has $50,000 in credit card debt that you have to pay off, and one has 50 bodies. Who you picking? They all said the debt.
I'll pay the debt.
They all sounds like each body is worth at least $1,000. And I try to up it. I'm like, I wonder how high it'll go until they switch.
I take 100. I swear to God.
At what number would you switch it? So it's $100,000 you have to pay off for 50 bodies. Like, what number do you switch it?
Bro, honestly, it don't really matter. Listen, I didn't, like, especially, like, if you went to college, if you went to college and you don't do that career, was, like, let's say if that's, what, $100,000-$200,000 on average?
Yeah.
For you to do a different job?
No, she broke. She's never paying it off.
No.
You have to pay off all of it.
What I'm saying is, I'm still owe that money. Right? Whether or not I graduate, I still owe that money. So I'm going at least $250,000. At least $250,000. If I could give the government $250,000 for a degree that I don't use, I'll go with $250,000 in debt for a girl with less than 50 bodies.
But that's...
Bro, 50 bodies? You know how hard it was for me to get 50 bodies? Me. So, like, if you have 50 bodies, I'm like, yo, you're bugging. Absolutely not. And that shit don't even look the same. There's no way after 50 bodies your shit look the same. And you know what I'm talking about.
She must not be taking care of
It don't matter what you take care of. You got 50 bodies, 20 of them was raw. Because 9 times out of 10, if you're already exposing yourself like that, you're not even really caring about condoms.
Well, and it's like at 50 bodies, like, men don't want to deal with our trauma. So, like, even Andrew Tate talks about he doesn't really like women under the age of 25, and people were so offended by that
That's
statement.
kinda weird to me.
And no, look, I get it, because look, I mean, I'm almost 26, and so it's like it's like every relationship we go through, we have trauma that comes with it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, by the time you're 25, you've probably had your heart broken, and who has to deal with that? Your husband. And it's like,
Why you gotta deal with
and
that?
because we're women, we don't shut
And
up.
I just
I love
and
Pearl
let's just
so
let's
much.
just be real. You're not gonna tell them anything. Like, what are you gonna just and then if you don't tell them anything, that's not really good either, because men don't like a girl that's not vulnerable. Like, being part of being feminine is being open and vulnerable with them.
I'm not feminine, that's why.
Yeah, I mean, probably not.
Yeah.
And I don't.
Yeah. Listen, I agree with you, bro. Like, what's it? Like, Pearl's my homie. Like, after today, me and Pearl gonna be on a call. Like, Pearl, can I talk to you real quick? Like, they said I need a therapist. I think I just need you. Like, because I know I'm not bugging. I just need somebody to understand what I'm trying to say.
And that's why women don't want to have certain conversations with people, because we have people like you guys talking about, oh, if you do this, you're a hoe. If you do this, you're a hoe. If you do this, you're a hoe. So it's like, when are we ever going to be able to be vulnerable and talk about what we want to, like, if I want to be able...
Mistakes,
why is that a mistake? You don't know everyone's life.
If I said to you, hey...
You don't know everyone's life.
But, like, that's like me complaining, right? Mm-hmm. That's like me complaining, like, yo, I got felonies. I'm not a criminal.
My body count has not affected anyone else. Okay, you might think my pussy looks differently.
Feels differently?
I don't know. Because I could tell you, I have 3 kids and my pussy's tight. Okay? And there are women that have one.
You don't have...
There are women that had one okay, and are out here and only have one husband and they shit is.
Because what I'm trying to say is that some women need to understand, as serious as you take that, it's as serious as we take your body count. So it's not about what you did and who you affected. Realistically, you affected yourself, because you yourself, and I believe, when you have a lot of men who are inside of you, you change, you carry baggage, you might carry self-resentment, you might carry identity issues. These are things that usually lead you to a path of having so much sex. You might have been in a position where you were financially struggling and you used your body to gain yourself out of that struggle, right? There's a bunch of different reasons. But what I'm saying is, at the end of the day, is it's not fair for people in general to ask people to forgive them for their past, but they're not willing to forgive others for theirs.
But everyone has a choice. Just like you have the choice to not want a woman with a certain body count. You know what I'm saying?
But that's
that is your choice. But that is
no, Lonnie, Rico, that is most men's choices. You already limited yourself.
Let me tell you
about
something.
10 to 20.
Most men are living with a woman that's body count is not what they think it is. Okay, number one. And guess what? They have taken them. It's not necessarily the point. Maybe they didn't ask. So I'm just saying, everyone is entitled to their choice. Okay?
So then if everyone's entitled to your choice, like, why do you keep arguing with him?
We're trying to, I'm giving my point.
Yeah.
Okay? Everyone's entitled. If he's...
but he keeps saying, like, this is our choice, and then you keep saying, well, it shouldn't be your choice. I don't know.
No, he didn't say, this is the first time that, number one, he said it's most men's choices, and I said everyone's entitled to their choice.
But this is not a choice.
But the thing is that you don't have to come here and say, oh, you've been a slut.
Why not? It was your choice to be a slut. It's my choice to not want a slut.
You don't get to categorize me or anyone. And I'm not saying this is my personal experience. But I'm just saying you don't categorize people.
Women don't want consequences. And this is the thing. Like, we're so used to being bailed out of poor decisions. Like, because women are bailed out of everything, literally. Like, if you wanna get pregnant, if you get pregnant by the wrong... No, actually, I'll start. First, if you sleep around, what do you have? Birth control. If you sleep around and you get pregnant anyways, you have an abortion. If you sleep around and you get pregnant by the right guy, you can put him on child support. If you sleep around and get pregnant, you can trap him and get married, take half. Also, and women are just so used to being bailed out of every decision that we can't handle the truth. And, that's the consequence. You sleep around your slut. That is what it is.
Yeah. You call it...
It's like calling a spade a spade.
And then we can't do that. But when a man does it...
Honestly, women are all hoes by 1950s standards. They said, honestly, they were like, you slept with two men? And guys today are like, please, under five, guys.
I'm at a point where I'm trying to be realistic. I'm just under 10, or if you 25 or more, under 15. But because you gotta think about it. At the end of the day, and here's the other thing: men are not dumb, women are not dumb. People are listening to each other. If you tell me you had 15 bodies, I gotta add an extra 5 because there's 5 that you don't count. There's 5 that didn't put it down. There's 5 that lasted a minute. There's 5 that you didn't really like, so they don't. So now your 15 is really 20.
Okay.
And it's like, yo, we don't ever get the truth. And then, and you know what? I have a daughter, right? Mm-hmm. And been doing a lot of studying, right, on psychology and people and lying. And they say that kids first learn that they cannot trust. I don't mean to spoil anybody's, thing. Kids learn that they cannot trust their parents when they find out that the holidays are not really real. Santa Claus, Easter Bunny, and Tooth Fairy, okay? Mm-hmm. So now, for a man, I take that basic principle, that basic concept, and apply it to life, right? And it's like, well, how can a man trust a woman who can't be honest with her past? And then when you really, really dig deep, it's like men have to make exceptions for women on a daily basis.
They do.
And I do think you're right. I don't necessarily agree that all men can tell off the bat what a woman's body count is, because we can all think of that friend that no one would ever know, or that girl. I think of girls on my team. But the thing is, a girl sleeping around, it hurts herself. It's not necessarily because you're just more likely to leave. It's hard for those girls to stay, and that's what I asked my mom this question, because I always like to ask the older generation just to see their and I asked her, I'm like, your hoe friends. My mom's like, I don't have any. but like, oh. But I was like, okay.
Oh.
And I was like, mom. But like, what happens to the girls that like from your high school or whatever that like ever like town bicycle, or is that what they called it back in the day or whatever? And she's like, no. I was like, would they still get married? And she would say yes, but they were the first divorced. But now like those women probably aren't even going to get married because 50% of women that hit 30 are single and childless, and then they're saying that like there's going to be such a rise in like single women, that there's more single women that are going to be homeless, there's going to be more single women on benefits, and 50% of women between the ages like of marriageable age between the age of 20 and 25 and 45 are going to be single and childless, so much that like JP Morgan is investing in like cat food, dog food, wine, etc.
That's crazy. I got mad kids.
Wow. And
Is that a real thing?
Yeah. I mean, like, that's 50% of women that hit 30 are single and childless.
White women.
No, women.
No. In America, right? In America.
If you're gonna do marriage rates like by race, I want to say it's like Asians have it the best, then white, like the highest marriage rates, like Asian women, then white women.
Over Indian, really?
I think Asian isn't like Indian is included in Asian because that's part of Asia, right?
Gotcha.
I could be.
It is.
Yeah.
I mean, on the continent wise,
Yeah. But so it's like Asians on top, and then second white, and then I think it's Hispanic, then black, in terms of the marriage rates in the U.S. anyway.
Women judge women more than men judge women.
I don't.
So I'm not saying you specifically. I'm just saying in totality, in general, women destroy women more than men destroy women, and women judge women more than men judge women, right? So and women give other women less shake than men, right? Women also listen to women more than they listen to men. This is women have a whole community that they go like this, and it doesn't matter. They stick with each other through thick and thin, and I think it's a beautiful thing. But now the problem that happens is women can't be real with their friends. I know girls who has smashed me and lied to her friends, and then their friends try to tell me I was lying that I smashed. And it's like, well, guess what? I'm not going to show you the proof, but I got it. You know what I'm saying? So now what it comes down to is not a woman being honest with men thing. It's a woman being honest with, I'm not even going to say their friends and their other women. Being honest with themselves. Most women are not happy having sex with a lot of men. So when they're having sex with a lot of men, what are they going to do? Lie about it because they're ashamed that they're even doing it. If you wasn't ashamed of doing it, you would be over here clapping and embracing your actions. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I go ahead and I win an Oscar award, I'm going to be proud of it. I'm going to chant my Oscar.
And it wouldn't matter if anyone said to him, like, oh, you're an Oscar whore.
You're an Oscar whore.
Like, he wouldn't care because he's proud of it.
Yeah. It doesn't matter. Even when I say, hey, look, I got a lot of bodies. Girl, you think girls don't DM me and comment and say you're a hoe? You think that never happened to me? That's been happening to me since I was in high school. You know what I said? All right. So what's next? What I do, I'm comfortable doing it.
Of course
because
you are.
this is who I am.
But it's a patriarchal society.
No,
it's going to be more comfortable.
No, it's not more comfortable. It's that
Patriarchy.
people
It
do
is.
things that they think. People say, for example.
You're not shamed, Rico. Like, the thing is, Richard was having an interesting conversation about it. Like, if you come out and you say, hey, I have slept with 1,000 women, right? Maybe some people, like,
That's
to
a lot
me,
of women.
Like, I'd be like, ugh.
Yeah.
You know what? Like, for me, I'd be like, yo, that's crazy, right? But, like, most people or most men aren't going to be like, oh my God, that's so disgusting. However.
What do you mean, Marie? That's false. That's false. One of my bosses.
If you said you slept with 1,000 women opposed to a woman saying she slept with 1,000 men, and we reviewed the comment section, like, they would come for her.
Men don't.
Because in terms of expectations, like...
You think women don't come for me? If I say one thing remotely close to the guy's edge, I'm a narcissist and a misogynist. So I don't want to hear that comment section nonsense. Women come for...
giving a small percentage.
But by and large, men are
We
shamed.
could go on Table Instagram and pull this up.
By and large, men are shamed more than women are
How
for
so?
everything. Men are trash. They're like we have little things like men are idiots. Men are dumb. Oh,
Men
it's
aren't as smart.
It's even though.
I think that you guys are like, you're generalizing something that doesn't, I've never called somebody a hoe, a bitch, or whatever. When I see my daughter's timeline and somebody say, hey, bitch, I said, you better take that shit down.
Yeah,
Because
but
we don't do that. And it's like, you're shaming. Like, if my friend told me, oh my God, I had sex with this guy and this, I'm not going to be like, oh my God, you're a whore. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Because I think it's a difference. It's like, I would be like, why would you do that? Like, didn't you know what I'm saying?
Like a whore.
Yeah, I didn't call you a B word. I just said you're acting like one. You know how many women went on vacations and didn't come back friends?
No, they test the sorority houses. How much drama is in sorority houses? Come on. They do fraternity houses and sorority houses. Fraternity brothers, they're brothers for life. Sorority sisters, they talk shit about each other for life.
What is the age group of
test
the
it.
audience? Because I think it's like,
Wait, is this an attack on women?
I don't think it's an attack on women to speak general truths. And it's interesting because in this conversation, whenever we say like a general truth, like it seems like you guys fight it. And I feel like you guys know what we're talking about on an innate level, but like you pretend you don't. So I think you know that women are cattier than men. You just like are pretending it's an attack. Just my perception. I don't know you personally, no offense. And so second, solutions. All right. First of all, if it was Pearl's world today, I would get rid of child support. I would get rid of alimony. I think that's stupid. I would also get rid of a lot of the government benefits. Like, I'm sorry, if you leave and you're a single mother, like I don't think the government should pay you to be a single mother. But on a personal level, I can't do shit about the laws. So what I would do, what I'm going to do actually, and this is a new channel we're starting, wife school. So are you a 304? Are you a modern woman who wants to be a wife? I can't teach you. I'm not a wife, but I'm bringing in, I'm bringing in the best wives from all over the country. The one that who marries the high value men. Who are the women behind the scenes that you don't know about? We're gonna bring them in and we'll teach you how to be a wife. So yeah, we are solution oriented here at Just Pearly Things.
I'm so jealous because
Wife school.
yo, you know I had that whole idea.
not a
Whatever, I'll support
A
you.
solution.
I support you. The solution
Those
is
are
this.
not solutions.
Oh, sorry, you're right. Step 3, matchmaking.
Also
Bill,
not solution.
How is it not a solution? You said, what's a solution for the
No,
304s?
I can
The
appreciate.
304s
Yeah, what are they supposed to do?
appreciate
And the
what you're
303.
saying.
Wife school.
Like, look, this is all good. No,
Wife school.
Like,
I think-
this is all
sorry,
good.
this
Like,
is
I
like-
get it. Like, but
What's your solution?
honestly, I don't have a problem with you. You see, I'm not that person. I'm not being combative and saying you're a whore. You're never gonna get married. So
I never
I
said
just
you're
don't
never gonna get married.
understand like
But-
the attack. So if we're attacking women, right, by saying that you're sleeping around a lot, what's the solution? I don't.
So can I tell you, Marie? I'll be honest with you. The solution
This
is
seems very simple.
and you know what? One thing I realize about life, right? Life is simple, right? There's a great coach in the NFL that said they asked him, "How did you manage to have 16 winning seasons?" And he responded, "I don't overcomplicate simple solutions." Okay, and I think that's what's happening in this world today. Women want to have an out, and it's just a simple fact that there is no out. The out is conduct yourself, choose your partners wisely, and choose your partners limitedly, so that in that way, the guy that you truly want will actually find you desirable.
How?
What do you mean how?
No. How do women develop these values?
Is by stop buying into the hype. Stop buying into the hype and the notion that it's okay for you to sleep with whoever you want because you can't. It's okay to have as many partners as you want because you can't.
Who taught them? Who teaches them this?
Who's teaching them music and social media and all of this other different things are teaching women that they can do what they want to do in the Western civilization, by the way. This problem doesn't exist in the other side of the world.
What side?
Women need to stop drinking the Kool-Aid. That's the only solution. The Kool-Aid is telling you it's okay to have multiple partners and create all these soul ties and then be broken and then get a therapist and find a way to heal. That's everybody's next 10-year journey with that. If you're you're 22, that's your next 10-year journey. You're going to go ahead and have sex with all these dudes in the Western civilization, by the way, and then be broken and self-resent and have a lack of self-identity, then seek a therapist. After you seek a therapist, then you got to read some self-help books from Barnes and Nobles. Shout out to Joshie, the expert. And then from there, you got to find yourself and then hope that you're young enough and valuable enough for a man to want to do everything that you're asking for. We have unrealistic desires and demands on men without the proper credibility. Okay? These women want to do whatever that they want to do, and then they're going to try to tell a man that they need to do whatever that they're asking for. And it's like, well, you don't qualify for that. Just like some men don't qualify for top-notch women, so a lot of women don't qualify for top-notch men.
See, why did you have to do the a lot?
Because a lot of men,
With you.
a lot of women are marrying for money. Men don't marry women for money.
Some of them do.
And men most
Some do.
historically though, most men didn't reproduce. So historically, the majority of men didn't reproduce anyway. So that's like a given. Like men did.
And I'm fertile.
I'm saying you said why you said why did he have to say most women? And I said it's a given with men. And even for women, like I don't say that hoes can't get married and like no one will.
About reproduction. When we're talking about reproduction, it's just like, okay, I agree with you that when you say that, I agree with you. There are people that don't qualify for each other. That's okay. That's fine. But why did you have to go to make the point? Right? You said there are men that don't qualify for certain women. Then you had to say there are a lot of women.
Because most women have, yeah, I'm about to say, most women have the same desires. You want a man that has money. You want a man that can protect. You want a man that can provide. Guess what? Most men can't protect you.
Hold on a second, Rico.
Okay? Most men can't provide for you.
They can't.
They don't have that ability. Most men are cowards. Most men are liars. Most men are poor. So now when it's like you want a man who wants to protect, or you want a man who can protect and provide for you. Most men can't do both. We want a woman that can just chill with us and comfort us and be our companion. That is an intangible that everybody qualifies for.
Telling me like, oh, don't leave. I'm in my mind, if you're not making me happy, I'm working on my exit out, because what I'm not going to do is sit around with someone